All right. Good morning, everyone. It is FOMC day, FOMC Wednesday. Market is closed tomorrow. NQ continues to trade within this range. We can see that the structure is also compressing. Hopefully, FOMC gives us some decent action, although the past few FOMCs have been pretty slow. So expectations remain quite light, especially for this morning post FOMC. I'll definitely be watching to see what sort of action we get through there. But this morning, definitely very, very low expectations, and we'll be trading accordingly. As always, anytime we have lower expectations for actual setups, for actual market activity, we want to let price prove us incorrect. So main focus this morning is the 22K level of interest, kind of a mid-range level of interest. Not going to be my favorite area personally. As always, my preference is to be involved near the edges of a range. In those areas, right now, it looks like an open just right over here, 22K. So not the best location as far as where price is within the structure. What we had overnight, well, let's kind of recap yesterday's move. We had the rejection here. Price really failed to go higher, right? We talked about that area during yesterday's stream. And really, there was a consolidation there for most of the morning, but price ultimately just failed to go higher. And so you get the move lower. That continues during the overnight sesh. During the pre-market action there last night, coming almost into that 850 level of interest, and then buyers step in and we're right back into 22K. So far for the week, if we take a look at the structure just for this week, we do kind of have a series of lower highs here, right? So that's something to keep on watch, to keep in mind. Buyers, what they want to see is some continuation of this overnight move, this overnight bounce up and through the 22K. So it's a perfect spot for us to be watching to see how price responds. Sellers, on the other hand, of course, are looking for this to turn into a lower high and for price to visit kind of this key pivot right down here. That is the focus for this morning. We still have all of the things we've been talking about so far this week kind of outstanding as far as reasons to be doing less. That was FOMC. That was the contract roll that's taking place this week. And that is the holiday tomorrow. The market is closed. I believe CME is technically open for a half day. I personally won't be trading. That's just a day that you just want to avoid. You just want to take it off. Take the day off. So got the open here in about 2 minutes. Let's see what we're working with. Yesterday ended up, like I said, being a very, very slow day. Monday was a slow day. This morning, probably slow. And then again, we'll see what happens post FOMC. It's likely that following FOMC, we'll see some volume at least come in. So maybe we'll get some better opportunities there. But TBD. TBD. There's kind of that structure as we get into the opening bell. A little bit of consolidation here before the bell. Session volume point of control right there near 22K. You got VWAP just beneath. Prior day low at 900. Overnight high up at 66. Overnight low down at 862. 22K main level of interest on watch here as we get into the bell. There's your open. Dom, last trading day of the week. That's a good call. I like that idea. NQ has just filled the very small gap that we had. This is a 5-minute regular trading hours chart. One of my favorites. You can see this high volume node that was kind of built out here yesterday. So a little bit of a range there. NQ coming into session low. You do have some overnight support through this area, through this 950 area. So downside reference point prior day low 909. Staying patient here. NQ, no man's land for me. As always, we need good location for placing a trade. Otherwise, at least for me, there's just no edge. No edge at all. A little bit of a bounce there versus some prior day support. You have ES up into VWAP. NQ still in this area. So right here in this late afternoon range, we'll see if that range holds. Getting into VWAP here. There's VWAP. So we have the initial rejection at 22K. Push lower into some prior day support. Now back into VWAP. No trades in NQ for me yet. Staying patient. Need good location. Prior day support area. Looks decent, but it's not going to fly for me personally. For setting risk against. All right, getting back in at 22K. This is getting more interesting now. Session high, 22K on watch. Good level of interest. No follow through there at VWAP. About 15 minutes into the sesh. So far, I've done nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's a pre FOMC morning. By the way, if you find that you regularly have red days on FOMC, you may as well just sign out right now. May as well just call it. Can't tell you how many times. Oh man, I have so many journal entries that are like, don't trade FOMC. Those are the easy ones to avoid. You always want to leverage those easier sessions to avoid because you know ahead of time. It's not like it's a big mystery. You know ahead of time. What's our session high? 995. Regular open right through there. Okay. Anyone trade CL? Anyone trade oil? That thing's moving. A little movement there in CL. Got NQ coming into the highs here. ES new high of day. NASDAQ new high of day. Yeah, 30 minutes looking good. Still has 12 minutes on it though. I would love to see a push up and through 22K. Let's see if we can get that here. Push up and through with some market structure. All right, NASDAQ, there's your break above 22K into session volume point of control. You have ES up into 6050. That's a level of interest. Hourly bar is shaping up quite nicely, if I do say so myself. There's your 30-minute. So buyers can hold above 22K. They're going to be targeting that overnight high there. Then up into 100. Basically, I want to see price hold outside of this purple box here. Got about 7 minutes till 10 a.m. No data, no 10 a.m. data. NQ coming into this little overnight resistance point right through there. I already know Dom bought that microstructure. Runaway train. You saying you're not in there, Dom? That was your same entry from yesterday. Mish says just buy. Oh, man. He said just click the buy button. Back into 22K. Let's see our the old fib. Got the shallow fib right through there, 5 till 10 a.m. 5 till 10. Christopher was in there. Timmy wants to short. Yeah, next 5 minutes should be interesting. You have the 30-minute closure coming up. 5 minutes showing a bit of exhaustion there. We did say a couple minutes ago that resistance right through here. There it is. There's no data at 10, at least that I saw. May have missed something, but no data. All right. Thank you, sir. Good to know. Right back into 22K. And 2.5 minutes till 10. Raisins? No raisins for me. Just the trailer. It's nothing to raise. Let's take what you can get Wednesday. Five-point bracket orders? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Think so. Looking at this next 5-minute closure. Session volume point of control up here of 22K. We have a level of interest, but don't forget, location is in the middle of a range. NQ back beneath 22K. These are those moments when you're just so happy with the tight trade management. Right there. Right there. Delightful. NQ back into VWAP. No, you guys aren't going anywhere. They have a basic fitness test before you can get drafted. And I don't know if you've seen Mish run, but whew. Actually, Chrissy too. I've seen those Strava stats. Oh man. Yeah, you guys are you guys are safe. ES back in a 60-50 level of interest. NQ, I'm looking for action above 22K. So we had a little retest right here. These are those areas I don't like VWAP. When the VWAP setup puts you right into a level of interest, in this case it works, but typically you got to be very careful with those. ES actually the better setup right here. Wow. That's like play of the morning right there, man. All right, NASDAQ new highs. NQ new high. No, no long for the bot. The bot trades basically very specific criteria. So it misses a lot of opportunities. And then it's also on the 2-minute chart. So there are definitely some advantages to being a discretionary trader. Nothing wrong with missing a trade. Don't sweat it. You did have the level of interest right above there, so that's a valid one to pass on. Real question is who got the ES long at 60.50? That's like near perfection right there. Nicole got that nice. Congrats. That's a beautiful trade. NQ new high of day. Overnight high. It's the target for this move. Friday structure, you gotta love it. Drew this little rectangle here, basically prior to the open. Look how well price responds. Give it a try. Trailed out. It's been a week of scalps. Can't find a runner. Three for three, though. We'll take it. No runners allowed. I'm looking for that David Goggins contract. On for the long haul, you know? Maybe post FOMC. We'll see. NQ coming into the highs. Trailed to the tick. Oh, man. There it goes. Overnight high is your target. If you're still riding, just shy of overnight high now. You have ES up and through overnight high already. NQ steady into the highs. Let's get an update on our higher time frame. You can follow through on the 30-minute there. Again, price is targeting that overnight high. Acceptance above overnight high. Look for 100 in that 130 area. This is a zone price was battling with yesterday. Decent morning so far. And Q just shy overnight high now. All right, let's run a quick poll in the chat. See how the morning is. Let me know. There's overnight high. So again, if buyers can show some acceptance above the overnight high, look for 100 in the 130 area. It's not that far now. Benny's still riding. Nice, man. Well done. Well done. Well done. A little micro pullback. Not interested in that personally. What are the vibes for FOMC? Don't gamble. Good place to start. Don't gamble, don't chase, don't oversize. The past few FOMCs have been pretty muted. Not like the NFP move or the CPI move, something like that. Really, the better action with FOMC is once Powell starts to speak. Let's see this next 30-minute closure here. About 4 minutes. NASDAQ little consolidation here near the overnight high. That was all that prior day support from yesterday's range. There was actually some decent range opportunities through there for the intraday structure enjoyers. NQ and ES, very slight new high of day. Wow, 40-hour fast, Ray. Nice. NQ slowing down a bit here. Well, it's really slowing down. That may be it for the morning. So light 3 for 3 this morning. Main level of interest, main level on watch was the 22K. You can see most of the engagements with price are down in that area. Trailed too tight on trade 3, but moments before that, I was talking about how nice it was to trail tight. So that is the game for you. Welcome to trading. All right, there you go. New high of day coming into 100. It's that upside level of interest. So let's see the reaction up here. The 100 level of interest. Trade Friday, Timmy? Yeah. Definitely will be at the charts. Guess I should rephrase. Don't know for sure if I'll trade, but we'll be here at the charts. Yes, sir. Yeah, low expectations on Friday, but we'll still show up. We'll still show up, see what's happening. ES level to level move. Beautiful. Play of the morning right there. With the volume too. I'm not too focused on volume this week, but wow. Had that high R vol right through there. That might be a wrap on this session. That might be it. Especially with how this 30 is shaping up. Let's see the 15. Yeah, that 15. Yeah, I don't think I want to fight that. Don't think I want to fight that 100-point move into weekly volume point of control. Resistance up ahead. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this continue to develop without me. Take my 3 for 3 and we'll be back for FOMC. See what we get then. So hope you guys had a good morning. As we get closer and closer to FOMC, it's definitely going to slow down a bit more. So do not overdo it, please. If you're green right now, consider just calling it a morning. And then if you are going to potentially look for some setups around FOMC or post FOMC, set your risk settings prior. Just so you can kind of have an insurance policy there. Well, that's a wrap for me. Thanks for your time, everyone. Hope you guys had a good morning. We'll keep it going, like I said, in the Traders Think Tank, but pretty low expectations until FOMC. If you have questions, reach out to me in the Traders Think Tank. Tomorrow, there is no stream. The market is going to be closed. So we will be back on Friday. Back on Friday. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.